So I'm now going to do a quick review on the Revlon PhotoReady foundation, and this is in colour 002 Vanilla, and what it says perfect airbrush skin in any light, complete coverage, oil free, fragrance free. And then this has been a very controversial foundation because some people say it's got chunks of glitter in, other people say it's just very dewy and natural. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but yeah, there you go. See, that is the amount of, I don't know what to call it, like, it's not glitter particles, but it is definitely shimmer. Like if you've ever used a eyeshadow pigment with lots of shimmer in, it's sort of that effect in the container. When you put it on and rub it in, it's so when you rub it into your skin, you actually can't see any of them pieces of shimmer that you could in the container in artificial or sort of dull light. If you're looking directly onto the sun, like if it's a really sunny day and you're looking directly onto the sun, then you can see like pieces of silver shimmer just all over your face. I mean, it doesn't really bother me all that much. Mind you, I live in England, so it's not bright sunshine all that much of the time, but from a distance it just looks glowy. You have to be like pretty close to me to see the amount of shimmer that's actually there. So that's the shimmer bit addressed. Then I will go on to the packaging. It's a glass container with a lid, and it's got a little pump, which is really good. You can get the tiniest bit from, you can get the tiniest amount out, or you can get a full pump out. It's very well controlled and it's very well made, the container. Like, it's not going to leak, it's not going to break. Very, very well made. So the container is very good. You can't actually see how much product you've used at all, that's the only thing. And as it's quite thick glass, you can't feel how much is left in it either. So that's the only really negative thing I can think about the packaging, but most foundations you can't tell how much is left anyways. As for the coverage, medium to full coverage. I wouldn't say it was full, but I wouldn't say it was medium either. Compared to the colour stay range that Revlon does, it isn't as full coverage as that, but it's pretty close. By the way, I'm buff in the colour stay range, and I'm vanilla in this, so if you're buff then you might want to try this one, or vice versa. But it's not as complete a coverage as the colour stay range. However, I found with the colour stay that it looks more cakey on me. This does not look cakey at all. Like, if you put a tiny bit too much on with the colour stay, you just look like you're wearing a mask. And even when you did it right, by the end of the day, it started looking a bit cracky and a bit cakey. This lasts all day and it doesn't look cakey. And even though the other one was a colour stay range, I actually find that this stays on my face better than the colour stay. You have to use less amount of this as well, and it's very natural, whereas colour stay was matte, this has the dewiness. If you're standing at a distance, or if it's dull weather, it's dewiness. If it's very bright sunshine and you're close to the person, it's shimmer. There's a like finishing powder with this as well, and I wouldn't recommend getting that. I didn't, because I swatched it, and the finishing powder has actually got more shimmer in than this. So if you put this on and the finishing powder, you'll just have like a face full of shimmer, so that wouldn't be good at all. As I say, this stays on all day. It doesn't rub off easily. I don't even have to set this with a powder. It just dries perfectly well and it doesn't come off. As for pores, it doesn't cover them as well as some. I think that's due to the shimmer in it, but it doesn't exaggerate them either. If you've got really porous skin, then possibly wouldn't recommend this, but I mean, I've got pores and it's fine. You just have to put sort of a little bit extra on where them pores are, just to cover them up slightly, but it doesn't get stuck in the pores or anything like that. It doesn't exaggerate them. So overall, I think this is a really good foundation. It's been compared to the Makeup Forever high definition foundation, whatever it is. I've never owned that. I mean, it's like something ridiculous, like 35 quid for some foundation. I mean, I won't pay that. It's ridiculous. And this was 9 quid. So it is a lot different, a lot different. And it is 30 millilitres, which is just average. It's the same as the colour Stay. It's the same as pretty much all the foundations I've used. And yeah, it's really easy to blend. It's a lot runnier than the colour Stay. And if anyone's used the Clinique Super Fit foundation, it's almost the same consistency. It's a little bit thicker, but not much. So yeah, just to recap, medium to full coverage, lasts all day, really good container, shimmer up close but not from far away, makes your skin look dewy, really lightweight on your skin as well, doesn't look cakey, doesn't set in pores, doesn't go into your lines, doesn't exaggerate any blemishes that you might have, didn't break me out, didn't dry my skin, didn't make my skin go oily. It's a really good foundation. I would highly recommend it, but obviously everyone's skin is different. So even though my skin's acted really well with this, yours might not. So, but it's 9 quid. I mean, you can't really get many decent foundations for 9 quid, and I would definitely recommend this. So I hope this review is helpful, and I will see you all very soon.